And I also don't understand why you think anybody gives a fuck. It's like if I came out and said, hey, my name's Corey, I'm a white, straight male. And there's some white dudes that aren't. There's some white dudes that you'll see them at these feminist rallies.
Like, I'm an American. I don't tell people that I'm from America. In fact, I'll even tell you that I'm Floridian.
And I just don't understand why I would think anybody gives a fuck about that information I just gave them.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me everything we already fucking knew.
Yeah.
You know?
But even if you didn't, who gives a fuck? I care about your worldview more than anything.
You don't just go, you know, because you're not going to be very long. I also don't care what kind of board games you do.
Do you believe in 50-50, you know, financial distribution?
Yeah.
You know?
These pride marches. These guys ain't fighting for nobody.
Yeah, most of them are wearing bras. Like, if I'm paying the rent, are you paying the lights? You know, like, do you believe in that? Do you believe in a traditional household?
Do you think we landed on the moon? Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah,
like,
that kind of shit. Yeah. Do you think 9/11 happened?
Yeah.
The more united you are, the more patriotism and nationalism that you have for your country, the more external threats aren't actually a threat.
How many hours a day do you think Joe Biden's actually awake?
Do you think the NBA is rigged?
Her tits are fake.
So in our last video, I want to bring this up because I think it's kind of significant because you kind of see it in society today. The last episode, at the end of the video, we did a word of the day, and the word of the day was discrimination. And I know me and you wanted to have like on record of our opinion on discrimination because we didn't get into it because of our, you know, other topic, but I want to get into why discrimination is actually important and why it is actually good. In fact, you should discriminate because people with, at least in my lifetime, I'm sure it's been like that even before I was born, where it was bad to discriminate. That you shouldn't discriminate. Like it was a taught behavior that you shouldn't discriminate.
Notice the key word, you shouldn't.
Well, if everybody's taught that you shouldn't discriminate, then nobody discriminates.
But you.
Well, not but you, but
it's you shouldn't discriminate. You.
Well, how do you teach somebody something? You tell them this is what you need to do.
It's like telling somebody not to breathe. It's in your best interest.
Yeah. Well, how would you think discrimination is comparative to breathing?
It's essential. When you... So, for example, I don't have a lot, but some of the shit that I have, is valuable to me. So I discriminate on a lot of neighborhoods that I will live in because I would like to keep my shit. And I don't want to... I have the right to protect my property at all costs, but my property to me isn't worth harming another human. So in order for me to keep my property and to not harm another human, I discriminate a lot of areas to live in so that I can safeguard my priorities. That's discrimination.
So the strict definition of discrimination is the recognition and understanding of the difference between one thing and another.
That's all it is. It's used as a derogatory comment.
Yeah.
Because there's things that I can agree what they mean. You know, I mean, you shouldn't discriminate somebody just based upon X, whatever it is. You shouldn't, but it's within your best interest to do so, you know? Elaborate. It would be, well, for example, say if you're somebody that watches what you eat, it would be safe for you to discriminate going to eat dinner with a bunch of fat folks. If you're allergic to shrimp, it's within your best interest to discriminate against shellfish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, doesn't mean that these things don't have the right to exist. It just means it's in your best interest to not let them exist inside your body.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't, just because you don't want to associate yourself with it doesn't mean that they don't have the right of existence. But they do not have the right of existence in your life.
So when I answer a call and the person that talks on the other side is a Indian Habib sounding motherfucker, it is within my best interest to ignore what it is that they have to say because what they are known for.
Yeah. You're discriminating against this person on the phone to not give them your social security number.
Mm.
That is discrimination, and that is in your best interest.
Yeah. Yeah.
They do not have a right to access to you.
Yeah.
So I get what they mean, but when somebody tells you don't discriminate, it's coming from somebody that discriminates all day. They just don't want you to do it because they can't benefit from it. Discrimination is in your best interest. Even if it's for foolish reasons. Like say if you don't like white people, it's okay. You don't want white people. Say if you own a rental property. Say if you're a black man and you own a rental property, and a white dude, tank top, F-150 pulls up and wants to rent your house. I think it's within your best interest to not rent a house to him. He's probably not going to take care of that property the way somebody that you would want.
Yeah. So you're talking about discrimination based on presentation.
Yeah. Or
in
even
that aspect.
Even if it's just because he's white. Maybe you just only want to give housing to black people. I think it's your asset. You have the right to run it the way you want.
Mm-hmm.
And it's within your best interest to run it the way you want, because then if it goes wrong, there's nobody you can blame it on. It's 100% because of your discrimination. Now, you're not immune from the consequences of discrimination, you know. So, for example, if you discriminate against vegetables, you're not immune from the nutritional deficiencies that you're going to have, but you have the right to discriminate against vegetables.
Mm.
You know, if you own let's say a sailboating team, like you race sailboats, it's probably within your best interest to not have a bunch of girls running it. If you own an NBA team, it's pretty, man, I wouldn't get a white dude in there. I just wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know, I would discriminate wholeheartedly. If I owned the Detroit Pistons, I wouldn't.
But it's not even about discriminating against what it is that they look like. It's also...
It's just a separation of two things.
Yeah.
You know?
So you can even base that on merit too.
Merit. Discrimination is a very broad. It's not a bad word. It's just an observation.
Yeah.
So
if I'm observing that this white dude can't fucking do a layup the same way as Jamal can.
It's not even that. It's like if the Detroit Pistons has 8 6'8" players that my team, and I own the Hornets, and I got a bunch of 5'11" fucking bimbos. It's within my best interest to get rid of these bimbos and get me some fucking, at least the same height fucking people.
Yeah.
You know? And there ain't too many women running 6'8". Yeah. So you're discriminating solely on height. Mm-hmm. Then we ain't even factor in the fact that,
can they lay up or not?
yeah. And let's just be honest, man. You've got the Larry Birds out there, but there ain't many Larry Birds out there. Yeah. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Basketball is something black people got down to a science, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And men, and to a science, you know, to where you can take even you can take the baddest female basketball player and they wouldn't last a day. They wouldn't last one training practice against. I don't think they would last against Charles Barkley, and he's been retired for 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
Shaquille O'Neal, you couldn't get around Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, he don't do nothing but sell State Farm insurance now. Or no, the General or some shit.
And buy kids bicycles at Walmart.
Yeah. But I don't even know if Scottie Pippen's still alive, but you can get the baddest female basketball player on the planet. It's not gonna hold a candle, Scottie Pippen.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in your best interest to discriminate. If so, for example, like I can never think of a time that I've needed a car, but I always can think of a time where I needed a truck, right? So I'm discriminate against cars just because of the rare occasion I might need a truck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because a truck will do everything a car can do, but a car can do anything a truck can do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's discrimination. You know, I have no desire to be married to a 300-pound woman. That's discrimination.
So let's throw this in there. So let's look at the angle that people would bring up, saying that people wouldn't hire somebody strictly because of the color of their skin.
The only time this is ever a problem is when a white person won't do it. If you own a black barbershop, nobody's going to talk shit to you for not hiring a white barber.
Yeah.
It's only when a white guy owns something that it's not okay to discriminate.
Yeah. Ain't that weird?
Yeah. So you'll have white districts that has a white representative, and then black people will bitch that there's nobody representing them. But in a black district where there's a black representative, no, you don't have to have a white representative. It's only against white people for something. Because I think you all have the right to discriminate. It's when in your best interest.
I agree.
If you think my mentality and my morals and my beliefs is going to best represent Harlem, you got another fucking thing coming. You would not elect me to represent Harlem or the South Side of Chicago. This is not the guy. That's discrimination. You don't even have to listen to a word I say. You can just look at this fucking face. This guy is not going to represent Southside Chicagans the way we want to. And that's okay. It's in your best interest to make sure you get the people in there that you think is right.
Yeah.
You know, and if skin color is the only reason,
you get what you get.
You get what you get.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not going to ever sit there and tell the South Side of Chicago that you need to quit fucking discriminating. You have your right. That's your right. That's your community. You know? It's in your best interest to. The only thing I find amusing to it is that there's only one segment of people that isn't allowed to. Women can discriminate as long as it's against the white man. And basically anybody can talk shit about white men for some reason.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
We've talked about this before. Because I actually think about, this might just be because, all right, this is going to go into a completely different, separate topic. Because I actually don't think anybody's this stupid. But I hear people every day that allow themselves to be this stupid. I actually think that Israel does this shit. And this is going to be where everybody stops listening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just hands go up. Oh, all right, here we go with this.
I shouldn't say Israel. Very central elite people has learned that dividing will conquer. But there's one group of people that is very dangerous for centralized government, and that is white males. Because black people will look after black people. Women will look after women. Asians will look after Asians. Japanese, South Pacific Islander, they're all tribal. You know, which is fine. But you're only willing to die for your cause, to where a white man is willing to die for everybody. Because in order for me to have my right, I have to give you yours. Mm-hmm. To where most groups of people, it's about their rights, not about yours. To where a white male, don't get me wrong, there's some badass black men out there that are willing to fight for self-preservation for their people, for people in general. There are some women, you know, and there's some white dudes that aren't. There's some white dudes that you'll see them at these feminist rallies, these pride marches. These guys ain't fighting for nobody.
Yeah, most of them are wearing bras.
Yeah, well, most of them are out there just marching to try to get a piece of ass.
Yeah,
but
fucking white knights.
Yeah, the white knights. But as a whole, generally speaking, white men are willing to die on a fucking hill You know, so it's best to get everybody against them to make them feel so small that they abandon that belief. But it just won't happen.
Yeah, it just won't happen.
It just won't happen.
Yeah.
There will always be 80% of white males that are willing to die today for this.
Mm.
To where I think 20% of black men will. They're all willing to die for their own cause. But I think 20% of black men are willing to die on a hill for the betterment of mankind. I think 20% of women, 20% Asians, 20% of every group, I think is willing to die for the cause. To where I think 80% of white men are willing to die for the cause. And 20% are willing to hide. But I think 80% of white men, these centralized elite people, are very scared of.
Yeah.
It's the only thing keeping them from their ultimate goal.
Yeah. So it's I think what their goal is how you were saying before, is to divide and that they can conquer.
Mm-hmm.
Because they'll give you the illusion that, oh, divide, conquer, that, you know, as long as you stay true to this, that you're doing it for the betterment of mankind. In reality, you're just doing it for the betterment of yourself. And it's this facade that they're giving you that as soon as you accomplish said goal, it will be swept right under you because you gave them everything. However, I do think if you're wanting to, what I think they've been doing very well is having the divide, the tribalizations, all the little different groups and stuff. Where like you can look in Africa, where in any country there's 40 something languages. You know, you look in Ghana, there's 40 something languages just in Ghana. None of them are, they'll say that they're from Ghana, but they're not Ghanaian.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm an American. I don't tell people that I'm from America. In fact, I'll even tell you that I'm Floridian.
Yeah, I'm Floridian for you.
Yeah. And what I think the issue is like, so you got these foreigners coming over and trying to, like, we're a nation of English speaking nation. And I think these people that are coming over that don't speak English is immediately creating a level of division that we're not on the same page here. You know, like our country, our belief system, it starts with this language, you know, so that we are able to convey our ideas to each other, that, you know, we can agree or disagree, give and take, you know. But when you have no fundamental language, no same way of speaking, you're not able to understand each other. And so there's this clash, you know. So you got all these tribes, which is why Africa don't fucking, you know, build shit, is because they can never.
There's no unity.
There's no unity at all. So it's actually more, you need more unite and conquer. The more united you are, the more patriotism and nationalism that you have for your country, the more external threats aren't actually a threat. You know?
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? So
what is the story of Babylon? What if that's what it was? Is they teaching you the dangers of...
That's what so I've been watching this guy. I actually didn't want to bring him up because I've been watching this guy the last couple of days. He's this black guy that I can't, he's from Africa. He has like this this accent that I can't remember where he's from, but I think he is the guy that says, "Why are you gay?" So think of that.
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay? And I think he has his own YouTube channel now where he actually talks to people about why things are a certain way. And it's called something Project, Zanhu Project Rethink or some shit like that. And which is why I got this Africa thing, is because he was talking about Africa and why it is that every society is more developed than Africa. And so a good example that they had is that if you take Japan for instance, you look at the people of Japan since the beginning of time, Japan, the amount of struggle that the Japanese have to go through, society, societal issues such as earthquakes, fucking typhoons, tsunamis, winters that are fucking 10 feet deep. Like their willingness to survive, their capabilities are through the fucking roof, which is why they lead in a lot of developmental stuff. Why your phone is from Japan, why your cars are from Japan, your TVs, etc. You look at Africa, it's fucking 75 year round. You don't need to fucking figure out how to prep water for the winter. You don't need to figure out chopping wood. You don't need to figure out like really anything. The life of luxury in Africa, it being so easy to live in, created very lazy people because the environment is so luscious that you really don't have to try to do anything. So their capabilities, their societal capabilities is very low because they don't need to overcome anything. And so you have all these different tribalizations that have developed in there, that there's these fucking badges of honor where I'm this tribe and you're this tribe. And so when you got the country of Ghana, you have a president that you put in there. You have 47 different fucking languages, and you got one president that speaks one language. He's going to look after mainly the one that he attributes to the most. So there's 46 other languages, 46 other tribes that are not being represented. So they're being held down, And so you got the majority up against the minority here. And if you had unity, you had one language, one idea that where this level of patriotism and nationalism that they could have in this country, they would be a lot further along if they were on the same page.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense to where I see where it is today. The only thing I'll disagree is that I don't think Africa is a lap of luxury, but I will say that they have all the things for it. But the one thing most Africans, when I say Africans, I mean actual Africans, they just don't have discipline.
Well, why do you need it? If you can just walk out your front door and just see a chicken that just, if you're hungry, the chicken is just walking around. You don't need to fucking worry about anything. Just kill the chicken. I don't know, I'm probably speaking out of my ass there, but there's every time I've seen documentaries of tribes in Africa.
I will say though, if you look at it, it does look like it's every man for themselves. Yeah. I will agree. They won't build a well because other people will come and get the water from the well that they built.
What's funny that you say that is that there was millionaires, like American millionaires, that went over there to build wells for these places. Well, one, they didn't maintain it, and two, pirates would show up, and they would take over the land, and then they would just bottle it up and sell it. So it's like, there's no unity there, which I think is their primary issue. Is because their lack of capabilities in there, which is why I think people see them as almost subhuman, because it's not that they're dumb.
It's primitive.
Yeah, it's very primitive because there's, I'm fed every day. I don't need to prep for the winter because there really is none. I get to fucking wear hide every single day. Take a bath in the Nile. You know.
Just go rape any woman you want.
Yeah, and it's like, what? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You don't need to do anything. Well, if you noticed in any, first world country, without the proper developmental process, you can succumb to the environment very easily. In Florida, it can get excruciatingly hot, and just the dangers alone, with with the wildlife, there's a lot of
I
poisonous
never understood how
shit
people
in Florida.
die from the heat. But maybe some of it's just genealogy. I don't know how you say it, but because I've never like when they say somebody died from the heat, I'm like, how the fuck did you die from the heat? Like seriously, how the fuck did you die from the heat?
Just no water, I guess.
Well, then you didn't die from the heat, right?
Yeah, he died of dehydration. I don't know, but you can have a heat stroke though, which is why it's like if you go into a sauna, you need to.
Sauna is 190 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
you
any
can
place
get a
on
heat-
earth that gets 190 degrees.
Shit. Maybe not 190, but
The
you go-
record in the United States is 115,
Yeah,
125 degrees.
and look at fucking Iraq. It can get up to 150.
Nah, maybe ground temperature. There's no place on Earth that gets that hot. Maybe ground temperature for sure.
Mm.
But I don't see how you die from that. 150 is a cold sauna to me, and I can spend hours in that bitch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like when we went to Nevada, it was
118.
Yeah.
Wasn't shit.
Wasn't anything.
You definitely know where the fuck you're at. Don't get me wrong, but
As long as you just kept drinking water, you were good.
yeah, but I'll also be honest, and you can probably go a day and a half without water before it's painful. Like you can live 3 days with no water. Just a day and a half before you die, you probably won't be conscious a lot of it. But still, it's not the heat that did it. Yeah. So, but I will agree that, and the hotter a place is.
Well, I mean, if you have a heat stroke, now you're no longer, you're not really there mentally, so you can succumb to that.
I get that, but it's like it would be unfortunate circumstances. I think it wouldn't be because it's hot. People are dying. It's because of unfortunate circumstances. Maybe lack of preparation. There's one trick to be
Lack of prep. You can't die from lack of preparation.
That's how most people die, is from lack of preparation.
No, how they die is what killed them.
No,
Not-
yeah, right, and it's because they weren't prepared for the elements that.
Oh yeah, you could talk about all the things that led up to it, but
Yeah. So like, the one thing where people get wrong when they come to Florida when it's really hot is you have to learn to pace yourself. You don't just go, because you're not going to be very long. You have to have. you have to have a pace.
Yeah.
And the more you do it, the better pace you can have. You have to get acclimated to it.
Mm.
Now, one thing I will say, though, is during heat, everything thrives. Vegetation thrives, which wildlife will thrive. Then I will say the environment will totally fucking kill you. Because if you drop a bottle of water on the ground in Florida, there's probably an alligator in it. And that I don't think it'll kill you if you're not paying attention.
Yeah, call them puddle puppies.
Puddle puppies. Said it was awesome.
Call them puddle puppies.
Puddle puppies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are puddle puppies.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a fucking swimming hole here.
No, well, I mean, there is. I wouldn't do that, though.
No.
No, sir.
Yeah.
I won't get in a ditch.
Hell no.
I won't walk in tall grass in Florida.
Yeah. Shit wrapping around you.
No, sir.
Yeah. Biting the fuck out of you.
And
Hell
there's
no.
probably nothing here, but it's not the ones you can see that you got to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I bet you, I'd be scared of hawks and shit in Florida.
Yeah.
Dude, think if you're like in the middle of nowhere, and a buzzer just says, "Man, this is all there is. Let's just fly down and peck this fucker, and eventually, after enough pecks, he'll fall down, and then we'll just start eating this fucker while he's alive."
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I never thought about the detriment, because I remember you telling me the story of Babylon, and maybe that was wrote to warn you about the problems of tribalizations and the problems with detribalizations.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, because like in the story, when they talk about Babylon, about the languages that were created, what ended up happening is that the people with a common language went and started their own nation. You know what I mean? So it's not like multiple languages came together and created a nation. That never happened.
Well, the whole
know?
nation, the place of Babylon all spoke the same language. They all had the same
No, what I'm
goals.
saying, after the languages were created, right? So now there's multiple languages. There were never any multiple languages that came together to create a nation. And it's not possible because there's a lack of understanding between the two. So when you have like the United States and you have all these people that speak Spanish coming into the United States, there is a lack of understanding, lack of communication. So now you have this dichotomy between two different types of people that don't have the same morals, ethics, or even try to understand each other's morals and ethics. You know, so that's where I think you start tearing a country apart, such as why almost all these major countries are having immigration issues. You know, when, France is letting all these people in. Like, I've been seeing a lot of videos of, in Paris where there's just immigrants that don't speak French, but that have been, scamming or robbing or even killing people there. That was not significantly a problem there pre-immigration. And so where I think the issue is there's no common language for a country. There's no nationalism. There's no.
I see your point, though.
You see what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah. Well, that's always the first thing that makes a country fall is the people that didn't assimilate.
Yeah.
I actually wouldn't want anybody, and I wouldn't. You're basically, when you accept somebody in this country, you're just getting somebody that ran from a problem somewhere else instead of facing it.
Yeah.
When you think about it, I don't have a solution to it, but
Well, no, I know the solution to it. You just get them the fuck out of here. If you have strong borders, strong immigration policy, because we don't actually have an immigration policy problem. We don't have that. What we have is a border problem. And
dude, I saw a video of this dude interviewing a cunt. She's from Colombia. She is a naturalized citizen here. She is now an American citizen. And they asked her if we went to war with Colombia, who would you side with? She says, "Oh, Colombia." And in order to get your citizenship here, you have to swear an oath to this country. And
yeah, that's wild.
But she didn't even know that.
Yeah, so what the fuck are they doing?
I don't know that. I don't know. I think there's a lot of problems with immigration. I think immigration.
Well, I mean, you're talking
super
about one.
politicized,
You're
but
talking about one person. I know plenty of people that are fucking America all the way. Like, they don't even associate.
Most
They don't-
Cubans, yeah.
They don't care about their last country. Like, that is a shithole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most Cubans. It's always the ones that were born here that have allegiance to some other place. That's the weird part to me.
Yeah. And for some reason, Puerto Ricans is very big. Like, even people that they weren't even born in Puerto Rico, they just,
Yeah, the amount of Puerto Ricans I know that can't even speak English but have a Puerto Rico flag in their car. That they can't speak Spanish, but they have a Puerto Rican flag in their car.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking ridiculous.
I cannot count how many Puerto Ricans I know that cannot speak an ounce of Spanish, that has never been to Puerto Rico and has a fucking stupid Puerto Rican boxing gloves in their fucking.
Yeah.
It is uncountable. It's
Yeah.
insane to me.
And they don't know any Spanish. And in fact, their parents were born in America.
Yeah.
and their great great grandparents
Yeah.
were Puerto Ricans
Yeah.
that they never met.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
makes no sense.
It
to
makes
me.
no sense.
The only the only immigrants that I've met that it's like that is so the most proest immigrant I've seen, at least in Florida, are Cubans. They're the only immigrant that I know that never goes back, not even to visit.
Yeah.
They're done. They are out of that bitch, dude. Like, you know, a lot of Mexicans, and Venezuelans and Colombians, and they send their money back home. Cubans don't even do that shit. They're just like, man, I got here, you get here.
Mm.
You know?
I will say also some war torn countries too.
Well, Somalia is a war torn country, all right? And you have Somalians right now that live in America 6 months of the year, have government aid, and go and live in Somalia 6 months of the year. But it's a place they got political asylum from. Why the fuck are you going back?
Mm.
You know?
Yeah.
That's one thing I'll say about Cubans, dude. They ain't never going back. Now, I will say one problem with Cubans, though, is Cubans always hang out with Cubans.
Yeah.
And you're not American in your mind.
Yeah.
You're benefiting from America for sure.
Mm.
But they don't assimilate.
Yeah.
But out of all the immigrants that I've seen, Cubans assimilate the most.
Yeah, this is another issue of mine too, and it's
And Costa Ricans.
So like they'll say, if I ask them, it's like, oh, you know, you have an accent. Where are you from? And they could have been born in America, but have Cuban parents,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll just say that I'm Cuban, but they're an American. And what's crazy is that if you become a citizen here, and your identity is Cuban, I just think it's crazy to me that you won't identify yourself as an American, such as like a lot of black people for some reason. It's more prevalent back then, but I think even still today that black people that were born in fucking Moncrief will call themselves African American when they have no trace of their own lineage back to Africa.
Yeah.
Like you were quite literally a black American.
Yeah.
You are just an American. Same as I'm a white American. I am an American. There is no reason for me to fucking trace my lineage back to the Netherlands and say that I'm Netherlands American.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't fucking associate with that.
Yeah.
You know, they had no impact on my life. You know, I ended up here. I was born here. Am I receiving fucking old money from, you know, my successful, you know, ancestors back in the Netherlands? No.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
They don't even know I exist.
Yeah, they don't even know that.
Yeah.
Do they give a fuck? Or should they?
I think my biggest beef with people calling themselves African American is that I didn't know this, but most people think that Africa is a country for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I
But what
think-
part of Africa? Quit saying you're African American. Tell me a specific place.
Yeah. This is what I was talking about with the division thing. Like you can't even say that you're, you know, Ugandan American.
Yeah. Probably because they can't spell it.
Can't even say
Uganda.
Yeah. Or the funny word one. And
Dude,
so,
I saw this post the other day. This doctor, she like snapshot a picture of the African map and had Niger in big bold letters, and she says, "This
is it Niger or Niger?
Niger."
Niger?
Yeah. Well, that's they.
Well, I
might
guess
say
it's the
that.
same thing,
Yeah,
right?
same shit. She says this is abhorrent that we do this, and it's like,
Is a what?
I guess she thinks that it says nigger, and she's a doctor. First of all, how are you a doctor and just now realizing this country exists? And how are you a doctor and not know how to spell?
Yeah.
It's just perplexing the amount of ignorance there is in the world. Like you learn maps, dude, in third grade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if you've never heard of Niger in your entire adult life, dude, I can't help you.
Yeah.
You were probably somebody that thinks Africa is a country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what? Like just replace that N with a T.
Yeah.
You don't say Tigger. It's not some fucking, Winnie the Pooh shit. Because even Tigger is spelled with 2 G's.
Yeah, it is. It's dummy, dude. It's
Yeah.
like these are your doctors. This is the person that's giving you therapy.
Yeah.
And this is just basic intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember there was 2 people that I worked with that thought Africa was a country. And one was my boss. That was the weird part. It's like this dude controls whether or not I have a job.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And this dude don't even know Africa's a fucking continent.
Man, it's the land of the free, though.
Yeah. Fucking hell, dude. I can get it, but it's like, it's amazing how maybe there's a lot of basic shit I don't fucking know either, but that seems pretty fucking basic to me.
Yeah.
You know? So I also get confused when people say we're a democracy. It's like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You're a fucking moron. Like, and where does it say anywhere we're a fucking democracy?
Yeah.
It's like the map when you see Africa and you don't look at all the lines in there and say, what's all the fucking lines? Those are fucking borders, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, how does your brain not put that together?
Yeah.
You know? You don't even need words wrote on there to know that there's a different countries there.
Mm-hmm.
Just the size of it should tell you that it's not a country. If you think Africa is a country, you probably think that America is a democracy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's dumb as fuck.
Yeah. And you probably also think that chicks with dicks is a woman.
Dude,
because they put makeup and a dress on.
I have, for anybody watching this, I have never touched social media at all. Okay? And little turtle right here, he has introduced me to a thing called X.
Yeah.
And anybody watching this would be like, how do you not know what that is? But man, that has become...
It's a cesspool.
It's people watching in private. And man, it's awesome. But I learned something about these pronoun people.
Okay.
So I will make comments.
Is this still on the same topic about discrimination?
No, but I'm sure I can find a way to link it there.
Okay.
All right. These pronoun people, which I've always been like, it's like just a bunch of numbers going around trying to make them make sense. You know what I mean? They lose me. And so I am just a troll on the internet, and I have a lot of likes by transgendered people and very passable.
It's fucking people. Weird, dude.
Like, if these were the trannies,
it's like they're starting to look like the same kind of women that I find attractive. They're getting there, dude. Like it's.
I don't know if they're getting there. I just think these were already there. If these were the trannies that you hear about, we wouldn't have any issues. I'm just being honest. And one thing I noticed whenever I would go to any of these people's pages, any of these trannies' pages, there's not one mention of pronouns. It's always the ones with beards.
Yeah. I will say the trannies that I have seen on there that don't do the pronouns, they still have the flag though.
They have the flag, but they're just proud to be transgender. They aren't saying they're a woman.
Yeah.
And these are the ones that look the most like a woman. So it dawned on me, it's the ones that do not and will not ever look like a woman that's wanting you to accept it. But dude, homie, of all of the ones that look like a woman, dude, homie, you ain't got any. Dude, I'm referring to you as a her, dude. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude, that just reminded me of the gays back then when it was the most flamboyant faggot motherfuckers that wanted to be accepted, but the gay guys, they just wanted to just be
Dude,
gay, man.
Yeah, dude, I mow my grass just like you. I just like to suck dick at night.
Yeah.
That's the only difference between you and gay Jim down the street. Is
The only difference between me and you is I like to suck dick.
That's it, man. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's the ones that have not a chance in hell, man. They just can't take the L. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand how it feels to want something so fucking bad you can fucking taste it.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it in you.
But sometimes just never be, man. I've had to accept a lot of hard losses in my life. Like nails dug in, like,
Yeah.
no. But then you just go, and it's done. You know what I mean? Man, you can do it in your privacy of your own home. You can find a soulmate that will accept you for who you are. Another thing that. So I was listening to this one cunt. It was a dude, but she was wanting to be a cunt. And they were talking about using the bathroom that I want and all that shit, you know, all that jazz. And I don't think men have a problem with what you do. Like if I'm in a public bathroom and some tranny walks in and just starts taking a piss next to me, I don't really care. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I don't care.
But I do have a problem.
Well, it's because it's actually a dude. That's why I don't care.
Yeah, to each his own. But that being said, I don't even care if a woman comes in next to me and takes a piss.
I mean, I could see why people would have an issue with it, though.
Not me. No,
I could see why.
If I'm sitting there and taking a piss.
Why are you afforded the same privacy and I'm not?
I just assume you got to take a piss. And I've seen a public woman's restroom. It's a line.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
You know? So I just assume you got to take a piss. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
The only time I have a problem, or I could see having a problem, is if my kid's in there, you know? Because it's not decorum, you know? And an unfortunate statistic, I don't think it's monolithic, but it is unfortunate. A lot of an unhealthy amount of gender non-conforming people.
Jesus Christ.
All right. And I have to say that because I do think there is differences. Like the trannies I've been seeing, these are real trannies. If a dude is just in a dress, that's not a tranny. That's a cross-dresser. I don't know when these things started going different ways. But if I put on a dress, I'm no longer I'm not a transgender. I am just a dude wearing women's clothing, which makes me a cross-dresser. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These people, I probably need to do more research on it. Something that I have seen though is that people that have gender dysmorphia, a large portion.
Dysphoria, you mean?
Yeah, gender dysphoria. A large portion of them has experienced or participated in sex crimes against minors.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about this.
This is a very large portion. Not all. I have to stress that. It's like it's not like 99% of them have fucked with kids. It's just a pretty high amount, you know? And I think it's okay for you to safeguard your children and not want that kind of shit in there. Yeah. I think that should be all right. You have the right to discriminate when it comes to the safety and well-being of your children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As it should be. I think it's crazy now. It's like these trannies that are getting very fucking convincing. It's like now I'm going to have to really start discriminating women.
Yeah, there's a couple more follow-up questions.
Yeah. I started having to all right.
So for me, if I don't feel any need to correct some...
Instead of grabbing her by the pussy and checking, it's like checking for dick.
Yeah.
Like, you got a dick?
So I don't care if a transgendered person is in my bathroom, but I think that I have the ability to protect myself from anything But I'm not going to put the security of my child in the hands of someone else that I don't know that has obvious psychological issues.
Yeah.
So you might not do anything. Chances are you won't do it. Matter of fact, the statistics say chances are you will not do anything with my child. But I'm also not going to let my child go stay a night at Michael Jackson's house.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even think Michael Jackson abused kids. I actually call cap on all that shit. But if something did happen to my child at Michael Jackson's house, you can't say I wasn't warned.
Yeah.
So I think it's within the best interest. I'm not going to release the security of my child to somebody I don't know.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I wouldn't let my kids go hang out with gang members either. And not all gang members are pieces of shit, you know. But there's a statistical amount here that says, man, I don't want my kids falling victim to that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If 10% of these M&Ms are poisoned, you wouldn't touch one of them, you know?
Yeah.
So if 10% of this community is predators, I'm not trusting my child with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It sucks for the 90 because the 90% are probably awesome people. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not. I will hang out with you. I trust that community enough for me to deal with them. But I will not trust the security of my child who cannot defend themselves to a community that has a problem. Even if it was a small problem.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, it's not a small problem in that community. It's kind of a big problem, you know? It's you have, what is it called? MEPS?
Maps.
Minor attractive persons.
Yeah. Which those motherfuckers. Holy shit, dude. That when I first discovered that and I saw that trying to be pushed into the LGBTQ community, that in and of itself started that got me livid to a point that what I really did like though is that the LGBTQ community,
They distance themselves from it.
Yeah, they completely rejected the idea of putting maps on.
They stepped out of frame of it.
Yeah.
They weren't.
I just think it was crazy that they themselves wanted to associate that with a group, try to melt them in, you know, that to allow themselves to kind of be in a group unseen because the LGBT community was making waves in a sense of like how the gays did, you know, with getting gay marriages and shit like that. And so like this whole LGBT thing with trans rights and, you know, healthcare and shit like that, these pedophiles, not maps, not minor attractive persons, fucking pedophiles wanted to try to melt their way into it so that it could be more socially acceptable. And I think it's very noble of that community to reject the idea because that honestly would have made it even worse for them, you know, because now it's not just a, you know, we, you know, agree or disagree a transgender being allowed to, you know, be in a bathroom. It's now like, no, these motherfuckers are pedophiles and I don't want them in these fucking bathrooms. They need to get their own fucking thing or get the fuck out of here. Now it's just like, because they disassociated with it, now it's just like ethical, you know, issues.
Well, I think, yeah, there's like, dude, we're already having enough problems over here getting people to accept us, man. I don't need you coming over here fucking it up, you know?
Yeah.
I will say, I saw this, dude. It's so obvious, too. I don't know why I didn't. So, you know, the alphabet community is what they
what I actually prefer to call them.
They're also the pronoun people, right? But even in the alphabet community, it says in their name, there's only two genders. Mm-hmm. That's what the little B stands for.
Yeah.
It's funny.
So it's like, what the fuck is even that?
Man, just do your thing, man. I just never understood.
Well, because the L is lesbian, right?
Yeah.
The G is gay.
Yeah.
The B is bisexual. The first three fucking letters.
Yeah.
Is two
it's like
genders.
It's like it made sense until it didn't.
Yeah, and then now you just got all these other crazy fucks trying to hop on a bandwagon.
Yeah, they were a bunch of crazy fucks that also were gay.
Yeah, but I'm also pansexual and I'm asexual and I'm this, that kind of
what
sexual.
you are is fucking crazy, and you just so happen to be a crazy person that's also gay.
Yeah.
But I've met too many normal gay people.
Mm.
You know, I don't think that community speaks for the community it represents.
Mm.
It's just interesting, though. I've learned a couple of things about it, though. The pronoun people are just people that you just don't need to listen to anyway, because they can't even listen to themselves. You know, they're in constant battle with their own mind.
Yeah, because one day they're this, and then next, not even like the next day, it could be the next minute they feel something different, you know? So it's like when it comes to interacting with an individual like that, I don't want to constantly be walking on eggshells. You're either this or that.
Well, I just don't understand why it's even a problem that you're this or that.
What do you mean?
For example, like those trannies that were liking some of our posts. I can tell you these people aren't struggling with their identities at all.
The trannies?
No.
Yeah, no.
I don't even see why they would, to be honest with you. Like, dude,
it's the troglodyte motherfuckers that you know, your Gorlock the Destroyers that are having a very internal conflict.
But you were always good because you are fucked up in your own mind, and you aren't going to get me to join this pilgrimage with you. You know what I mean? But I can tell you, every gay person I know isn't struggling with the identity of being gay, because that's not their identity. That's their sexual preferences. You know? And from all things I see on
that's a really good fucking point. Because most of these people, these crazy fucks on that side, is their sexuality is their identity. That's one thing I'm actually realizing now.
Yeah.
It's them being asexual, pansexual, or whatever the fuck kind of sexual, and whatever pronouns are. That's their identity.
Yeah.
That's what makes them try to stand out and be relevant.
Your favorite color is probably more prevalent to how the world sees you than who you sleep with.
Yeah, and I can tell you, me telling you that I'm a man that may be what I am is a man, but that's not who I am. That doesn't make me, it's more than that. It's how you literally, you call me Turtle. It's the thing. It's the things that I do. It's the things that I say. It's how I interact with the world, and you know, and how I perceive
the way
myself.
You migrate through the world.
Yeah, how I do it. That is what my identity would be. Not
it's a word for it. You know?
Yeah, it's a word for it, but it's not who it is that I sleep with that makes me who I am.
Nah, I mean, if your pronouns is part of your argument, man, it kind of just shows how shallow of a bowl you kind of are.
Yeah,
your book is an easy book to read. It's probably as big as the Communist Manifesto. It's a pamphlet.
It's a brochure.
It's a brochure about the size. It'd be the same size as a pamphlet on a certain type of Goodyear tire.
Yeah, because if I introduce myself to you, I'm not going to tell you that, hey, my name's Hunter, I'm a man, I'm a pansexual, and I
have to tell you I'm a man, then I've got bigger problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, if I had to explain myself to somebody, I don't even know if I'd use my name. Yeah.
Yeah. If somebody was asking who you are.
Yeah. If somebody says, tell me about yourself, I probably wouldn't even say my name.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't start with my name. I wouldn't start with me being straight. I could tell you that.
I wouldn't start.
I wouldn't even say that I like women.
So my name would never come up. My skin color would never come up. My dick would never come up. Where I like my dick would never come up. There's so many things that make me up.
Yeah.
And I think that's most people. I think most people, there are so many things about them that make them who they are. It's like they just want to concentrate on the thing that matters the least.
Yeah.
And it's to be different, I guess. I don't know.
To me, that is such a broad question that I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah, who I sleep with would not.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't even know where that would fit in my explanation of myself. Like, I'd have to be like, what's here? What else is there? I like tits.
Yeah.
I just don't know how
That would never-
deep down this barrel I would have to go before these things would even remotely be brought up.
Yeah. If they're even in there at all.
I think these people are too. It's just they've never really. I think they spent so much time hiding from themselves.
They've never found themselves.
And
I think that's what it is. They've never found
and the
themselves.
sad part is there's probably a lot of really cool things about them.
Mhm.
You know, I've literally in my entire life never met anybody that's not interesting.
Yeah, because even the ones that will introduce themselves as an asexual, I think there's you thinking that way is kind of intriguing to me. How you've walked through life, not actually critically thinking your entire
I've got so
fucking
many
existence.
questions.
Yeah,
Which will then bring out the intriguing person. But it's like, I also don't understand why you think anybody gives a fuck. It's like if I came out and said, hey, my name's Corey, I'm a white, straight male. And I just don't understand why I would think anybody gives a fuck about that information I just gave them.
yeah.
Thank you for telling me everything we already fucking knew.
Yeah.
You know?
But even if you didn't, who gives a fuck?
Exactly. It's like, man, there's just so many more things about people that I'm interested in than
I care about your worldview more than anything. I care.
that would be probably the most important before that.
Yeah.
Like, who you sleep with in your houses.
Yeah.
I also don't care what kind of board games you do.
Do you believe in 50-50, financial distribution?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm paying the rent, are you paying the lights? Do you believe in that? Do you believe in a traditional household?
Do you think we landed on the moon? Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah,
that
kind of shit. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think 9/11 happened?
Yeah. How many hours a day do you think Joe Biden's actually awake?
Do you think the NBA is rigged?
Her tits are fake. These are way more interesting things than whatever construct you want to conjure up.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Black people are the same way. I'm black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a black woman. Beach. And it's like there's so many more things to you than the fact that you're a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about those things.
Yeah.
Because those would be way more interesting to me than the fact that your skin is black.
Yeah.
I don't care about it. Tell me why 96% of you vote Democrat.
Yeah.
Don't care that you do, but tell me why.
Yeah,
I'm
those
curious.
Those are the interesting things. And so I think it's weird how we've gotten on this part of the conversation. Like this diatribe to exist from discrimination to tribalization to now how you would introduce yourself. But
it seems as though, and maybe I was like this at some point in my life too. It's people think so superficially that they never look deeper. It's probably why people fall for so much stuff too. Like if you say, yeah, man, I'm not really digging this Israel shit. Oh, you're an anti-Semite.
Yeah.
And it's just what they're basically just illustrated to you is how deep their basic intelligence actually goes.
Yeah.
Because I didn't say I don't like Semitic people. I said I don't like Israel.
Yeah.
But you're so superficial. That's all you heard, So if a black woman if a white guy is rude to a black woman, it's because he's racist. It's not because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
When you say he's racist, it tells me how smart you are.
Yeah, but if a black woman is rude to a white guy, it's because she's a bad bitch and don't put up with no shit.
I'm a boss bitch.
Yeah, boss bitch.
It's just, I know a girl that she says that she works with people that they're sexist. They don't listen to her because she's a woman. And it's like, I get why you say that, but I think they don't listen to you because they're an asshole. The sexism is a byproduct of being an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But the core problem is he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Because that's what assholes do. It's not what sexist people do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sexism is a byproduct of being an asshole.
Yeah.
Or an arrogant dick.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, think deeper. Because you're just scratching the surface of the real issue here.
Mm-hmm.
A rude white waiter to a black patron, it's not racist. He's just a dick. He's somebody that won't be a waiter long. That's who he is. He's somebody that's going to be future unemployed. That's who he is. He's not racist. It just tells me how smart you are. And to me, it's just critical thought. It's just critical thought.
Yeah. So how would you sum up this conversation?
I would sum this thing up by saying there's nothing wrong with discrimination. And I can prove that because you discriminate 1,000 times a day and it comes out in your best interest, which is proof that discrimination. I guarantee you, if people just look at discrimination as a choice between others, right, or things, if you are humble enough, you can admit that you do this almost on a momentary basis during your day. You discriminate 1,000 times a day, all right? Do it. It's in your best interest. You're not immune from the consequences of it, just like speech. You can say what you want. You're not immune from it. I would also encourage people to where they hear something and it causes an emotional reaction. You need to stop and think about why. Because it's showing your superficial intellect. You need to think deeper. There's nothing wrong with being emotionally triggered by something, by all means. People get pissed off, people get flustered. But if you don't take that time later on to dissect why that happened, it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
And once you think deeper, you may find that there's really nothing to bitch about either. You know? And I will say also that I've understood now the pronoun thing. I've never understood it for the longest time. I understand that gender is a construct. But if it's a construct, how can you expect other people to agree with it? Because a construct is what you thought. So in its definition, you can't get other people to agree with it because it's constructed in your mind, right?
Especially if it fucking changes on the daily.
Not only can you expect anybody to agree with you, but since it's your construct, they have their own construct. So if yours is so prevalent, then that means theirs is too. So even by your own argument that gender is a construct, you have to let other people have theirs because a construct is what you think, right? And I also learned that people with pronouns, it's because they are suffering with their pronouns. They are suffering with their identity. And you don't need to be lumping these trannies into it because the trannies I've been seeing, they ain't got any problems with their fucking gender, you know? They ain't sitting there saying that I'm a woman. They're saying they're trans women.
Yeah.
You know? And they seem very fucking proud of it. And if that was the ones that we had to deal with every day, I don't have any issues with them. None whatsoever. Tranny it up, dude. Tranny it up.
All right. Well, for anybody that was watching, if you enjoyed this little diatribe of ours, be sure to
like and subscribe, hit the notification.
Shut up. Just like and comment and tell us your thoughts. Good, better, indifferent. We enjoy all of it. YouTube sucks dick. They're chimping out.
Chimping out.
And we prefer X and Rebel.
Because they're ugly.
But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. We'll catch you guys on the next one.